Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. As you know, I have a few more videos that are coming out before I completely fall off the grid of this channel. Like I said, I'm leaving indefinitely. Who knows, I might come back on a different channel, I don't know. It's all up in the air, but I'm kind of just following my intuition and doing what I want to do now. I love when I personally see people evolve and change and grow and just expand whatever they're currently doing, because you have to think of it this way. What do you see yourself doing within the next 3 to 10 years? Where do you see yourself? And that's a question that a lot of people don't want to face because of a lot of fear and things like that. Really, in order to grow, in order to succeed, in order to do anything that we want to do, we have to pay attention to what is holding us back. And a lot of the times that is what's holding people back, is they don't want to face where they will be in, just a few years. They're afraid of the future. They're afraid of that kind of thing. And I'm not saying think about the future 24/7. That's completely wrong. You don't want to think about the end goal. You want to have a why, you want to have goals, you want to have systems, those types of things. And when it comes to goals and things like that, it doesn't have to be anything huge either. It can be something super small, like having that goal to live a peaceful life somewhere in the mountains or something. It doesn't have to necessarily be, I want to be the next American Idol or something like that. It doesn't have to be that. It can be super simple, and sometimes people tend to make their goals and their visions very complicated, or they feel like if they choose a vision, or they create a vision, or they want to do something, or they have a goal, that it can't change and those things can't shift. We as humans are meant to evolve and to shift and to grow, do all sorts of things like that. We are ever flowing, we're like water. And I feel like we have to embrace that part of ourselves, especially if you're someone that is stuck in a 9-to-5 that you've always disliked and it's something that isn't aligned with you, and staying there, what is that going to do for you? You know what I'm saying? Or if you're like me, who has been on YouTube for 7 years and feeling called to do something else, why stick with this when I'm not completely happy with it? A lot of people don't change because when they do change, or they change their mind, I know a friend of mine said she was going to school for a really long time. She decided to do something completely different. And there was a lot of resistance to that, and family and friends and things like that. Same for me. So when you feel that resistance on the outside, especially if you're switching your niche in your brand, or like I said, doing something different, going back to school, completely changing your mind, a lot of people are like, really? Huh? Why? Those types of things. And you get that resistance a lot, so then eventually you feel resistance in yourself, which is not okay, because you really want to look at what you want and what will make you happy and up-level your life in a way that suits you. And that's an issue with a lot of people when it comes to doing the things that they want to do. I'm going to give you reasons as to why, and that is one of the reasons, is we feel the resistance outside of us, so naturally we feel it within us. But I'm going to give you some more reasons as to why you can't do the things that you want to do even when you want to do them. So I'm going to give you tips on how to do those things even when you can't do them, if that makes sense. That was a mouthful. So how many of you have said or heard things like, I can't start a business because X, Y, and Z. Can't start a business because I didn't go to business school. I can't start a business because I think it's way too hard. I feel like I need support or money in the beginning. I can't move to Japan because I don't have enough money. I can't learn a language because I don't have the time. How many of you have heard that? Is I can't do something because I don't have time. That's an issue where we have to really step back a little bit and adopt something called shoshin, which is a beginner's mind in Japanese. And that process is all about really getting out of that fixed mindset and going into a growth mindset. So instead of saying like, I can't do something, I can't do that, you have to ask the question, how can I do that? How can I move to Japan and make enough money to do so? How can I start a business without going to business school? How can I do this? Because a lot of the time society makes up these rules and these laws that aren't necessarily true, and it creates a lot of limiting beliefs within us, especially growing up. You want to look back on your childhood. What kind of environment were you in? What did your family continuously say to you as kids? Because from 0 to 7, we're sponges. We take in everything, and when we hear those thoughts and those limiting beliefs from other people, then we obtain them and it becomes our own beliefs, even though it really isn't what we feel deep inside. So that's the difference between listening to your mind and listening to your soul and your heart. So you really want to go back into your childhood. You really want to go back into experiences that you've had even after age 7, in college, in high school, your friend group. Who were you surrounding yourself with? Because you're still nonetheless absorbing so many different things, influences, media, other people, and it becomes a belief that isn't actually yours. And some people live lives that aren't actually theirs. And that is what opening up your soul and adopting Ikigai is all about. So when it comes to doing something that you want to do, when you feel like you can't, it's usually a block that needs to be unblocked. So you want to dig deep into those limiting beliefs, and there are many tools and ways to do that, which I talk about and dive deep into in Module 2 in my course, the Ikigai Lifestyle course. So you can unblock those things and open up your soul a little bit more to figure out exactly what you want. There were so many times in my journey, especially as an entrepreneur and somebody who's starting a business now, of reasons why I wasn't starting. Like I said, 4 years ago, I started a business called Pink Socialites, and I had a brand coach and I was really excited about it. But of course, I felt these limiting thoughts like, this is too hard, maybe I need to go back to school. I felt a lot of resistance in my audience. I felt a lot of resistance in my family, like what the heck are you doing? All of these types of things. So eventually I shrunk back into my shell, and I decided to not go ahead and do it. There are a lot of people telling me, what if this happens, or what if that happens? And you can't really listen to that. Of course, you still have to have a plan, but you tackle those things when they happen. You can't dwell on the future and the what ifs, because that's going to hold you back even more, and all that fear is going to come up within you, and eventually you're just not going to take action. And the only way to succeed is by taking action. And also, the thing that you focus on the most is what you attract the most. Those are the experiences that you attract the most, the opportunities you attract the most. Whatever you focus on is what's going to reoccur in your life in general. So if you're focused on how broke you are and how much money you don't have, then that's what's going to be your reality. You're always going to be broke. Your mind is creating a neural pathway thinking that this is how your life is always going to be. For example, if you always see $5,000 in your bank account at all times, no matter what you do, then that is a reflection of what you believe you can have. And I think a lot of people don't take action because of these neural pathways that were created from age 0 to now. So you really have to rewire your brain in a way that you can have those things. You can do those things. How can I do those things? Not, oh my gosh, I can't, or this is how it's always going to be, or my life is always like this. Then that is how it's going to end up. Your environment, your situation, everything is a reflection on your beliefs in many different situations. Obviously, if you're a young kid and you're, not able to do a lot on your own, some things you can't control, but you have to focus on the things that you can control, especially as adults. What can you do today to move closer to your ideal vision? That is what's going to move you forward in the long run. And trust me, I've been in that position before where I didn't start my business because I was afraid I was gonna seem too braggy or salesy, or I had this image of a business person in my mind and it wasn't appealing to me. But now I realize that when it comes to running a business, that isn't the person that I see in my mind. It's something completely different, and it's what you make it too. I also felt like I wasn't smart enough, or I wasn't worthy enough, I wasn't valued enough, and that goes deep into core limiting beliefs that you grew up feeling in many different instances and experiences, and you have to unblock those. You have to dig deep on those. People have gone from nothing to something. There has been people in the world that have achieved and accomplished what you're trying to do, and you can do what they're doing today. So that's the thing, you have to find expanders, people that are already at point B and where you want to be, and follow them and find out how they did it and really adopt their energy and what they do on the daily to get from point A to point B. It's good to have role models, obviously. So it's important to maybe find those expanders. Who are the 2 people that you look up to and where you want to be right now? It's really important to have those expanders in your life, and it doesn't have to be a family member. That's a role model. That's the thing. Now, another thing when it comes to going after something that you desire and that you want to do when you feel like you can't is finding an aligned community. People that are on this similar journey as you and have similar mindset methods and ways of working with themselves to get out of a rut. Because if you're surrounding yourself with people that aren't inspiring you, if you look around in your group and you don't feel inspired, you hear a lot of drama, you hear a lot of complaining, then naturally you're going to adopt that energy as well, and you're going to turn, again, your neural pathways are going to change into those types of beliefs and those types of things that your friends are talking about and you're hearing all the time. It's all the neuro-linguistic programming that's going on in your head, and it's pretty intriguing. The brain, it just absorbs. It's like a sponge. So you really want to look around in your community, and it doesn't have to be a physical community. It can be an online community. I have such a large group of friends now online who are on the similar journey and doing the same thing that I want to do, and it's empowered me so much. So to get unstuck, I feel like it's very important to have that community. If you are starting a brand or a business, I do have a membership program that I just launched. It's only $30 per month, and you get 2 masterclasses, one from a guest speaker, one from me, and we go in depth about branding and business growth and mindset, all surrounding Japanese techniques and business techniques and things like that. So I am always engaging in that group. There's a lovely community that I have, so if you're interested in joining with all the perks, you get discounts, you get prizes, and do weekly challenges and things like that to help you move forward and stay accountable. And that is what I love about my membership. So if you're interested, that's linked down below, and that is open always. So if you are interested in joining this coaching container, I would be so happy to support you in anything that you set out to do in your business and your brand. Now, I'd like to thank our sponsor for today, which is Rosetta Stone. And for those of you who feel like they can't learn a language because they don't have time, this is a great program for you to use when you are low on time. I wholeheartedly believe that if you want to learn something, you will find the time. Whether it's 10 minutes, 5 minutes, you can still accumulate that over time. Rosetta Stone makes that easy for you with their app and their program. I actually tested it out a long time ago, so you can check out that video. I'll link that down below. And you can get a discount on your subscription, or you can get a lifetime of every single language, not just Japanese, German, Spanish, all of that, for only $199 for a lifetime. It's just one payment. So that is linked down below if you're interested. I used to use Rosetta Stone with my students in school. I know I've said this before, but it has inspired a lot of my kids and students. So great for kids, great for adults, great for on the go if you're a very busy person, or if you want to work abroad and do something, have your own business or start your own thing, work remotely. It's good to learn the language of wherever you're going. So Rosetta Stone makes that very, very easy. You can also sign up for a tutor if you're interested on the website. Their lessons are very colorful and very interactive, which I love as well. So again, if you're interested, all of the links for the discounts are down below, and let me know if you purchased it, and also let me know what you think about it. What language are you learning? I'm very interested to hear what everybody is learning. I'd also like to hear what other languages you would like to learn in the future, or if not, right now. So going back to doing the thing that you want to do, even when you feel like you can't. We get told as children a lot to believe in ourselves in kids shows and movies and things like that. Maybe someone's childhood was very different, but I heard that a lot as a kid. Believe in yourself, just believe in yourself. And we say it so much. There's a lot of things that we say that we should do, and it's become so, and people have said it so much that it's kind of become watered down. We also don't hear a lot of those things as adults. Believe in yourself. You just have to believe. That is the key. You have to trust yourself. You have to believe in yourself. And the reason why you're not doing the thing that you want to do is because you told yourself that you can't. And so your brain thinks, I can't, I can't, I can't. So you feel resistance whenever you try to accomplish something. There's a lot of deep-rooted issues in that. So a lot of people think this is very woo-woo when it comes to just believing in yourself. Obviously, believing in yourself is one thing. It'll create inspired action if you believe in yourself. You have to take the action, obviously. So what is that 1% step that you're going to take today to move towards your vision while you believe in yourself? You can't just think and believe and then it happens. You have to take the action. And we have control over our actions. We don't have control over our emotions. And it's important not to feed into your thoughts as you take the action. Acknowledge them and let them go. Imagine them drifting away in the wind or down a river, whatever you can visualize it as. That's a great way to meditate and let go of your limiting beliefs, or write them down and imagine them coming from your head onto a piece of paper, and just take the action, and you build this momentum and your emotions naturally shift as you take the action. That's something called Morita therapy. And no, I didn't make that up. Morita therapy was coined by a psychologist in the 1920s named Shoma Morita. I talk a lot about that in my free content and my communities and programs and all that stuff. I love Morita therapy. It's just about taking the action and feeling those emotions that you had before. Those negative emotions shift into something more positive, from fear to excitement, from unmotivation to motivation, and productivity and things like that. So you train your mind. It's still a work in progress, but you create a habit and a new neural pathway in your head. And that takes time, but it works the more consistent you are and the more accountable you are, which is why community is so completely important, you guys. Community, staying accountable, staying on track, sharing your worries, sharing your stresses. It's so important that we do that we invest in ourselves. So many people invest in tangible things and they want things quickly and easily, but transformations don't come quickly and easily. It happens over time, and having that community will help you stay on that path and on track. And lastly, know your why. Know the reason why you're doing what you're doing. It's so important. I feel like that creates the vision, that creates the system, that creates the goal, is knowing your why and the reason why you're doing it. If you don't know your why, then you're not going to be wanting to take the action. You're not going to visualize yourself at point B. So knowing your why, writing down your why, you're doing what you're doing, is so important. Where do you want to see yourself in 10 years and 3 years and 5 years, whatever? Knowing your why, I'm sure you've heard that a lot. It's another key to success. And I know my why and why I want to serve others and why and how I want to create my life and my vision. So it's super important to know your why. And you can't be picky in the beginning. You gotta just start. You gotta put your foot in the door. Fuck up, learn, put out crap, make a mistake, be the worst at what you're doing, because that is how you learn. That is how you grow. I hope I don't get demonetized for that. Taking that messy action is what I did in the beginning. I know nothing about starting a business. I am not a tech person. And having that community, having that help, really feeling the ups and downs, the emotions, breakdowns, all sorts of things. It happened. It was messy action. It was a messy process, but now it's become so second nature to me, and this can apply to anything that you do in your life. So that is the biggest lesson. Don't think about it. Don't overthink it. Understand what your vision is, know where you want to be within 10 years, and then just take the action, take the steps, and the answers will reveal themselves to you as you move forward. There were a lot of things I thought I wanted to do, and then as I kept moving forward, I realized I didn't want to do this. I wanted to incorporate this instead, and it's kind of like a recipe. You want to create a recipe for your life, and sometimes certain ingredients just don't work. It just tastes bland and you want to add some flavor. So that is my biggest advice to you. If you take anything from it, take the messy action, know your why, and just move forward. Take that 1% step forward. That is another lesson that I teach in my IKIGAI Lifestyle course is Kaizen. Kaizen is all about taking that 1% step forward and focusing on that one thing so that you can level up to the next thing. Breaking them down into super, super small steps and realizing that it's not going to be perfect. Your failures are not failures, they are feedback. Always remember that. Growth is uncomfortable. So you either want to feel the pain of not doing what you want to do or feel the pain of growth. Which one? Growth can be an emotional roller coaster ride, but that's a good thing. You want to feel those emotions because we go through life blocking them out. So that is a way to bring them to the surface, is to grow and evolve. Get out of your comfort zone, because sometimes people have a beautiful life. They have money, they live in a great place, they have a beautiful wife or husband, and they're living that dream life, but they're unhappy. And part of the reason why is because they're not growing, they're not evolving, they're not learning, they're not trying new things. And when we stay in that comfort zone, it can often make us feel very stagnant and not like ourselves and unaligned. So keep growing. Exercise your mind, exercise your soul. It's so important. It's not just your physical body that you need to exercise. It's, you know, everything else, everything at once. Something called kokoro, which is your heart, your mind, your body. It becomes one. And that is such a beautiful thing. And we need to exercise all of those things as one and treat them all as one, to open up and to unlock our soul and to activate our purposes and our passions. So I hope this video has helped you in one way or another to get unstuck and to do the thing that you love. And yeah, if you have any questions, please comment down below. Check out my programs if you're interested in learning more about unblocking these things and going after what you want. The course is all for people who feel lost or stuck and don't know which path to take. So if you're that type of person and this resonates with you, then I feel that this is a great fit for you. And I just want you to know that you're not alone. There's so many people, especially through teaching in my programs, that, you know, everybody has the same and similar journey and similar feelings. So you're not alone. There are people out there that are struggling and learning about themselves and wanting growth and success and those types of things. And that's okay to want those things. It's okay to desire those things. It's not anything selfish or greedy. So please remember that. Live the life the way you want so that you can show up for other people in a positive way. And that being said, I hope you have a beautiful day. Comment down below if this resonates with you, and I will see you in the next video.